Hey guys, I'm back and we're still doing the Captain America Marvel Legends Civil War Giant Man Bathwave. Um, yeah, and this time we're doing Captain America. So, yeah, did Iron Man yesterday, Black Panther before that. Now we're going to do Cap and then we'll get the comic book figures out the way over the next couple of days. And I don't know what I'll review after that. I've got a few things in mind, but we'll see when we get there. Okay, so first I'm going to point out that this is a remodel of, was it the Winter Soldier cap, the MCU version? Yeah, and the Age of Ultron. So it's pretty much the same figure with a different paint mold, and I'm pretty sure this chest bit's different as well. There are a couple of versions of this. If you have the other versions, you can swap the parts. The reason I'm saying that is just to get accessories out the way first. You get the head from the Giant Man figure, and you get his shield, and that's it basically. He doesn't come with a civilian head. He doesn't come with any separate arms. So it's kind of like Marvel or Hasbro even. They want you to go out and buy the other versions of this figure so you can swap parts around. And I'm told it looks pretty good when you do so. So that's accessories over. I'm going to go into paintwork next and just show you quick. My shield has a few scuffs. You can probably just make that out. Otherwise, there's a really nice detail on the shield. It's painted very nice. For a long time, I did think this shield was a bit too big for the Captain America figure, but then I realised, like in the MCU movies, the shield is pretty big. And like, I don't know, if it measures from the elbow to the knee, then you're alright, I guess. But going back to what I was saying, right, we're moving on to the paint apps as well on this figure. I don't really like MCU, or I didn't really before collect the MCU Marvel Legends because I'm more of a comic book fan. But the more and more I look at this figure, the more and more I like. So, unfortunately, my camera isn't great. Will that focus? No, I can't seem to get it to focus. But anyway, even though I can't get the figure to focus properly, you probably can see the paintwork on this, and there's a lot of sculpting and detail throughout the figure as well. There's a few things like the straps on the belt, roughly where my thumb is, and I would have liked them to be painted, and I guess I'm not on my own there. But yeah, the paintwork's really nice, and I noticed on the Winter Soldier one, like the paint doesn't really follow through very well on the abdomen crunch, but this one does. Yeah, it goes through really nice actually. The paint throughout it isn't like, the only little scuff I got was on the shield. The figure itself's perfect. And once again, a detail. They painted the back thoroughly, just as they did the front. The transition of the blue with the red and the white, it's a really nice colour. I actually really like this version out of all three of the MCU ones. Like I said, there was the Winter Soldier one, which is blue and silver mostly, and then the Age of Ultron one's cool. It's a bit brighter than this, but I don't know, I like the colour scheme on this. One thing to point out though, talking about paint, on the Winter Soldier one with the other hands, the knuckles show, like, on the gloves, so that's one thing to note, because this one doesn't. So, yeah, I thought I'd point that out. Another thing I will point out while I'm talking about the paintwork as well is the silver, like the Black Panther figure before it, came out really nice. God, sorry guys, sorry this is so blurry. The A came out quite nice. Just zoom out. You know, the A came out quite nice in square. The silver star on his chest, just all the silver stuff, and like you can't see that either because my camera's not great, but there's a little Avengers logo here, and that's done really nice and not messed up. One on the other side as well. So as you can see, the paint overall is really nice, and I would like to show you the eyes, but I don't think it's gonna focus very well. The eyes are done really nice. Just such a good job overall. It's made me like love these MCU figures, and kind of made me want to go get the other caps as well. Next we're going to move on to articulation, and I'm going to start with the head so I can just show you the one thing really that no, I was going to complain and say I don't think the head looks down enough, but there you go. I can't seem to get mine any further than that, and he looks up as well, so that's good. It's just a bit stiff on mine. Double jointed elbows. Yep, double jointed knee, and he has like I'm not sure. Like if anyone does know and they can tell me, I'm thinking they redid, or this is a new kind of ankle pivot, because I mean it's more effective than on any other figure I've seen. But yeah, it's just really cool. So you have the really good ankle pivot. Like you can get some leverage out of these wrists, as you can see. They're a bit stiff. I've showed you the head. The abdomen crunch, very nice. He does just about as much as you'd want a Captain America figure to do. He has the waist swivel and the belts like one of these floating type of belts, so you can position the belt in place while you're posing it. But I'll get to stuff like that when I'm doing the posability at the end of the video, which we're actually coming up close to. Yeah. So articulation wise, it's really good. Again, it's like I don't know what mold or sculpt of the body they're using, but I really like this sculpt and I really like this mold. I think Hasbro really hit it on the head. It's flawless. Like I said before in the Iron Man video, all these MCU figures, I mean, I haven't been disappointed with one. They're all quite flawless. Another thing I'd like to point out as well, but my camera won't pick it up, not even from a distance. Let me just try this. Oh my god. No, that's not working either. I'll get a new camera soon, guys. It does actually look like Chris Evans, the head mold. Looks like Chris Evans, you know, which is cool. You'd want him to, because he's an MCU figure, right? Okay, so lastly, we're going to talk about posability. Show you a few couple of poses that I like. Starting with this one now. I'm using one of those old crappy bases. You don't need it. He will balance like this without, but the white material I use to do these videos kind of causes problems with my figures standing. So areas on this base, and you can get an all-around look of that. And I absolutely promise and assure you that when you get this figure, you'll be able to just pose him without a base or anything. He will just stand like this. And the ankle pivot, like I was saying before, it's just really good. Like strong ankle pivot holds in place regardless of what you just keep seeing with mine. All my figures are drunk, right? They all enjoyed a really good time on New Year's Eve, and so yeah, I'll probably stop doing this now because you've probably got a good look at the running position. You also have this sort of classic looking cat pose, you know, he just stands with his shield in both his hands and looking down. That's a pretty cool one. We've also got this really cool pose where he's just stood with his arm up, and then you can see the shield just sat on his arm there like that. Okay, then we have this cool sort of little pose like this. By the way, this little gappy is supposed to be there. There's like a band going around his leg or something. Yeah, another cool little pose. Okay, then you've got like a sort of another action pose. This is like him doing a kick. A lot of people say you don't get enough leverage with this figure in his kicks and things. I think this is cool. Like, to be honest, I think this is, like I said before, it does everything you want it to. A Captain American figure, and look, without a base, even on this fucking crappy cloth, he's still standing and balancing perfectly. Like, if this doesn't show you that Hasbro are absolutely killing it right now, then I don't know what does. So yeah, that's Cap. Not a lot more to say. I'll do the next reviews with the other comic book ones. I hope you've enjoyed it, but just want to say this is my favourite of the wave. It's an absolutely flawless figure, and I'm just so happy with it.